Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This is another episode of Showing Up, where I am taking up space with art, hashtag Tuswa. It is my way of pushing back on the tsunami of awful and giving people and me an opportunity to have an option. So, thoughts. We have been working on drumsy rollsy, the postcards, Halloween postcards. We got down this road because there was a small, there's a magazine in a neighboring community that had a Halloween theme, and I did a whole bunch of fussy cutting, and we've got these three that I think are more or less done. Ooh. And these three need to be done, and then brace yourself. I actually want to send these. I want to send them to the people that I had sort of designed them for, if you know what I mean. Ooh, okay, and so we've got these envelopes. Will this fit? Oh, so I know. I made a postcard. A postcard is made to be able to be a card that you bung in the post. I would prefer not to do that because, well, these have got little eyes all over them. That's gonna be not great. And I want to be able to provide the receiver, because there's going to be a couple of them that actually have journals that they can use. They may use this in them. So we've got that, and then that means that I need a second card to go in to say, like a tag or something. So I have so much time. We are going to have this ready by next Halloween, I think. And these are super posh envelopes. Like, look at the inside of that. That is nothing but green, and they're so substantial. So that's directionally where we are headed. We'll see how far we get. So we left off yesterday with some of this. So this one seems to be the most finished. So let's start with that one. And we are going to do this. We need to do some cutting. Kind of early in the morning. Looks like it's going to be overcast today, possibly rainy. Oops. Didn't like that sort of move. What else? There's another very big baseball game today. So that's a thing. So there has been nothing but big baseball games. I mean, every next game you play, when you get down to the very, very end of the playoffs, is a big game. There's no, it's just a nothing game. So there we are. Move that out of the way. So that should be the way that goes. So that seems a little bit more intimidating than that one. Not really a fan of that sort of sprout. But I'm also not a fan of this red not having enough contrast. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna do a little bit more sort of very vague trim on this white. There. That's a little better. What do we want to do with this sprout? That would be fun, useful, but not that color. Yeah, that'd be all right. Yeah, okay, so we've got something. Get that sorted there. Okay. That's gonna fix that. I kind of want that to land like that. There. There. Okay. Where's the other dot? There it is. That dot there, okay, and then this dot here, okay. More or less. And I'm being very careful about that because we may need it. Oops. There. Go with that. Yep. Yep. These bowls of macaroni and cheese and these pickles look like it would be really good for fussy cutting. Yeah, we'll be okay with that. There. Oops. Move you over there. There we are. Okay. And then you're gonna go like that. More or less. Oops. Derp. Derp. Come on, here we are. There. Okay, so that works. Gonna let that sort of dry glue underneath there. The next thing we wanted to do is this one. And once again, we're going to take all this off. Wow, low key at the moment, which is fine. It's not a complaint. We can do that. We can do that. Yeah, let's make it a bit of a framey frame. Whee! That was nearly an accident. Don't know if I told you my visitors aren't coming after all. Oh no. Things come up. So the good news, if there is good news, whatever, it doesn't matter. Getting all fussy about where the end is. It's just going to feel better if I do that. So let's do that. There. There. I don't need that. Look it somewhere. And then Halloween fun, but I want to get rid of that bit. More or less. There we are. Okay, so there's that one. Is that pretty good? Might need a little zhuzhing, but we're in production here. Now, what did we want to do? We wanted pumpkins and pumpkins. And this pumpkin, and then this buddy. So, I'll do this a little bit closer and a little bit neater. But I think keeping a little bit of the black is a good idea, or the gray. Even though I will have guests that were going to be here and now aren't going to be here, I am keeping the vacation that I'm going to be taking, or that I would have been taking. And then I'm going to have a vacation. Well, and I say vacation, I mean, half of it is just going to be catching up from a summer of mayhem. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. You're going to plop in here. Or we fussy cut the dog a bit. So I think fussy cutting the dog, I don't know. I had a thought and then I didn't have a thought. Maybe that's what I want to do. I think what I want to do is keep the pumpkins seeming as pumpkins. He might not even match. So let's try a little bit of this trimming. I'm going to take the white off. I take, theoretically, a little bit of this side off. A little bit of this side off. And then a little bit at the top. That seems to be a little bit better. Got a little bit of edging. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so I can put these down as well to start. There. My brain is doing much better. Is it that way or was it this way? Oh dear. We're going to do it that way. Which is super great. We knew that it would bounce back. One of the important things that I have learned through this interesting mental health journey that I have been on and continue to be on is that the brain is an organ, like the stomach or the liver or the kidney. And while we think that the brain is us, we are not the brain, just like we are not our stomach or we are not our kidneys or spleen or whatever. And like we would say, oh, I've had an upset stomach, and now that it's better, it's kind of like the same idea. I've had an upset brain. Oh yeah, and that little line there just feels right. Yep, 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 yep. So we give the brain what it wants, just like we give our stomach what it wants. Or stop giving it what it clearly is saying, I do not like, I do not like. Is that straight? It's kind of now. There. I do kind of like this guy. Nope, it's not good. Oh, and we needed spurs. What do I want? Creep it real? No. Stay wicked? Stay wicked. There. I think that works nicely if I do keep that there, because he has, it's, even though he's on a stage, I know he's on a stage, it looks like he's in front of a fireplace in some kind of a posh place. And so this feels posh. And the wire looks kind of like a spider web. There. Stay wicked. Yip, 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 yip. Oh, so this one is predominantly orange. And I do have somewhere new orange ink that is so weird. I don't like this floppiness. I was thinking about it. What's the bottom like? Oh, now I'm going to pull it all the way off. That's going to be not ideal. Even worse than it was. There we are. I either need to get another one or I need to find a way to be able to glue something that's wet. Because I think probably how they manufacture this is dry, they glue it on, and then they add the ink. I am unfortunately at the point in this thing's life where it is wet with ink. Okay, so there we are. Pop that under there. Now then, let's do a little bit of knolling. Okay. Now then, this can be trimmed. Okay. This probably could get away with an orange thing too. Yeah, not bad. How are you? A little bit maybe down the side. I'm just getting rid of some of any hint of white background. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think these are good as they are. So I have 6 postcards. I'm gonna set out underneath here. Make a bumpy work surface. Let's see where we're for alignment now. Oh no, we're all right. And now we have to do 6 envelopes. Step 1, make sure that the envelopes are the right way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the right way around. What do we want to do? How do we want to do this? What color do we want to use? I feel like, what do I feel like? I feel like one of two things. I am either going to make separate labels, and I'm going to sort of do the whole envelope in a thing, and then put return, postage, and address later, or keep the space. My current thought is it is going to be a whole lot easier. Stamp is going to be peel and stick. The return address is going to be peel and stick. I can make labels. And that would make this production easier. So let us start there. Start with 2? Start with 2. So this is gluey, so we don't need that. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow, these are really good pages. Okay, squirrel, how about you? I think at the tail end, yeah, okay. So if I do that, so these are both that way around. Okay. So it's Halloween. So what am I doing? I am thinking about how I want to decorate this. And I think it might be as easy as just doing some black, orange, and gray stamping. Okay. So this is my favorite background stamp. There we are. So do I want these predominantly black, white, or black, gray, or orange? I think gray and orange. With a little bit of black for spicy. Okay. Plans so far so good. Okay, so that's, didn't we use that one the last time to good effect? And that might be the gray. This can be the orange. That could be a bit of black. Sure, let's try that. Okay. Plan is planned. There, that's going to be nice. Nice enough, big enough. Okay. Goes that way. And I just want to just plunk it sort of like that. Or I can do that. So off center, then this can be offset. Or do I do it that way? I can do offset it that way. That way. Or that way. That way. Pick a side, Mary Ellen, pick a side. Nobody's going to care. That's the way to do that. Okay, this seems not ideal. That should be good enough. Flippy over. Plunky down. Nice little connection. Ooh, look at that. That is marvelous. Okay, so I think we can we do a bunch of those? Sure. That's what we're going to do. This is what I might need. So a soft sponge underneath the paper allows for a little bit more give and sort of mushiness as opposed to this being just something that's fairly hard. So we'll see if that improves the stamping. It's not like this is the only thing I'm going to do. There's going to be layers, so it's not really going to matter. But I'd like to do the best that I can. Okay, next envelope. Or number 3. More gray. Okay, I'm going to do that. Come on. So there's going to be that. It's going to be that. It's going to be this. And go. There. I don't have a cup of tea this morning, which is, I've already drank mine by the time I got started here. It's a little better. I'm going to try without it again. I only have 2 more to do. Wow. Okay, still the top. And just see if a little bit of extra pressure is going to make any difference. Kind of make a liar out of myself. Ow, stamping on my hand. Okay, good enough. I am trying everything in my power to stay out of Michael's this week. I'll have to do a check-in. Oh, yes, pretty good. To see how that worked out. For the record, absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, do I need at Michael's at the moment. I just want to go. But I know that going is going to be the downfall. I had a thought. Drop. That thought is the following, that I could have used this, rotated it 90 degrees, and then sort of stamped. I didn't do that. That's fine. No harm, no foul. Okay. All right, well, that's probably the best one yet. Okay. So we've got layer 1 done. Goes that way. Okay. And where's the little doodly-doo? Here's the doodly-doo. So, when I was messing, to get that, I saw stamps that I haven't used yet. And I think Cindy at Studio Lou either provided them to me outright or it was part of a recent junk journal round robin, which means that I could maybe use, do I still want to do this as the orange? I kind of do. And I kind of want to just go like slob, slob. And then this can be the black. And then that will replace this, which feels a little bit too confusing. Did I do enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't. Well, nuts. I have this one as a spare. Do we do something different with it? Yeah, so we're going to do something different with it. And this is how things just degrade into nonsense. Okay, so which way is up here? Flora. Okay, so that's the way that goes. I'm gonna need a new orange one in no time. Okay, what did I say that I wanted to do? I kind of want to do, got a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that. Starting to look fun. Okay, ink her up again. There. There. Okay. Nope. Ink. Do you ever have a shoe where the sole has come off and you're in no position to do anything about it and you have to walk with the sole flipping up and down? That's what that feels like to stamp. Wow, all right. It's going to be a bit of a, I pulled it, so there might be some streaking. Oh, maybe not. It's definitely clearest on the first print and not so much on the second. Nope. Oh. Okay, good enough. All right, and then where's my weird one? Here's my weird one. It's straight up. So I'm just gonna put the orange down first. Okay, good enough. Ooh. And I feel like I should just do that. So I get a good second part of that print, and it just looks like that's the pattern. Plunk it. There we are. That's it. I like. Sure, let's do it on this side. We're allowed. It's glue. This retains a lot of ink. That's like this. Good enough. Okay. And we're done. Done with that. So we've got that. And so this might only be a 2-color one, and the others will be 3 colors, which is fine. So we have 4 options. So I like this a lot because this looks the most Halloween-y, maybe? I'll do this one. So it's kind of going to go plonk like that. That's the idea anyways. Okay, should be good enough. Let's bring that back. No appreciable difference. Might be that the envelope is too unwieldy because of the gold lining, which is going to be kind of tense. That's a good one. Okay, that one was pretty good. One more. It's interesting how this has become this whole side quest project. Which is totally okay. Because I think the showing up exercise allows for unstructured pursuit of I wanna. Oh, there's 2 there. Oh, I need 1 more then. So if you just sort of show up and it's like, okay, I need to finish the journal and it needs to be done and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, this is becoming hard and I don't want to anymore. It's like, oh, let's do this for a while. Yeah, okay. My brain seems to think that is a fabulous idea. Yep, okay. So our envelopes now look like this. Okay, so this needs to go back. Part of me wants to do some outlining. Which way does this go? Is that way? There. You know what I mean? Like some just around the edges. And I could do black, but what's this color? I don't think this is this dirt? Yeah, potting soil. It's potting soil. Potting soil. I always call it dirt. Well, you know what? And I am spending almost no time being careful and trying to do quite the opposite, trying to not be careful so that you get those kinds of marks. There. I think somewhere in my collection of stamps, there are some really good spooky Canadian stamps. Like Canadian ghost stories or something. I'll have to go check. I'll show you if I find them. In the event that you want to buy some. You may not be able to get them from Canada Post, but you could certainly get them online from a purveyor of stamps. So if we got these done, okay, I think so. So that's what they're going to look like. And then I think the inside, I don't want necessarily a bright white, like a taupe or a something else would be like gray maybe. And I'm looking over that way to see if there's anything on a top layer that we can glom onto. I'm gonna float over, be right back. I'm not going far. Oh, what are you? Oh. almost. Can I just mention how much paper I have? It's shocking. Oh, here's something maybe. Hang on. Really there? Oh, we've got two. So I've got this as a piece of paper, and I also have that. I'm pausing now. I'm looking over that way. I have stamps. So I have stamps that could be like the cutout. Or I could take this paper and just cut some shapes out. Kind of rando-y. If you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. So that's 2, and how about that? That's 5 inches? 5 inches, way too much. 3 inches? 3. 2 by 3, a 2 by 3. 2 inch by 3 inch. Let's start ripping. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so we need 6. So we need to do 2 rows. So 2, what did I say? 2 by 3? So we rip then at 6. Have I mentioned how I think it's going to be next Halloween before I get these things done? That's 4. I don't want it that way. I want it cut that way. 7, so 1, 2, 3. That's going to be at 10. And then we do 2. 2. 2. And 2. And how big is this? I think it's not 2 anymore, is it? No, it's a little bit longer. See if we can tear it. Let me have everybody sort of kind of on the same page. I'm going to do these one at a time, because I don't think they'll be happy if I do them together. There, okay. So now I've got some labels. That was easy. Not particularly well decorated, but that's, we're not going to worry about that. So technically speaking, I could do like a little bit of a, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Do the brown? Do the brown or the black? Let's do the black. Because you actually need the addresses being yes. these are going to be good. The ripped edge is everything. Well, not everything, but you know what I mean? Yeah, this one may need a little bit more. Just that feeling of, well, where's that come from? Nope. It's not schmutzy enough. There. So that looks much better. Where's the orange? Just the orange one. Just the orange one looks even better because this gray is competing with that gray. But still. We've got a couple of minutes. So I'm going to see if I've got black all over my hands. That's all right. See if there's over here, I have this beautiful box of baled savannas, and I think it's this. Baled savannas. This is all the different fun kinds of stamps that Canada currently has. What are these? These are file folders? Oh no, these were cook recipes. Bridges, cover bridges. Okay, we're doing fine. Modern art. Or modern art. Modern art. Chinese New Year, I think. Flight, that's hockey. Ooh. Haunted Canada. Did I tell you? Haunted Canada. That's what I was looking for. I've got Star Trek. Oh, rip. Yes, okay, so I found the Haunted Canada. That's what I was looking for. So we have, those are the same. So I've got two the same, and then, so what are these? So we have a Phantom Ship, Count of Frontenac, Ghost Train, Ghost Bride. There's stories to go with. You look like you've seen a ghost. There's something primal about a scary story. The spine-tingling chills, the hairs rising on the back of one's neck, the heightened awareness that makes us feel more alive. In every region across this country, there are reports of apparitions, eerie sounds, phantom lights, and spirits trapped between this world and the next. And this stamp issue uncovers some of the creepiest, hair-raising haunts of Canada can claim. So seek out, Ghost Bride of the Fairmont. So Fairmont, Banff Springs. Fiery Phantom Ship of Maritime's Northumberland Strait. Ghost Train of St. Louis, Saskatchewan. Investigate if you dare, the haunted Fort George at Niagara-on-the-Lake. The sightings of the spectral Count de Frontenac at the Fairmont. Another Fairmont. Good grief, the Fairmonts are just... So this is, the second Fairmont is Château de Frontenac in Quebec. Huh. So, Banff Springs Frontenac, Shadow Frontenac. Okay, so we've gone over. I have spectrals for stamps. So, like, imagine, if you will, that stamp being there, that, an address, and then whatever the card is. So that's where we're headed. Anyways, that is all for now. Please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.